Alright, this is Asmodeus back with more World of Tanks. First up on the chopping block, we will be featuring the Russian Tier 8 premium tank IS6. Let's see, we are currently in a Tier 8 battle, lowest tier being level 4 artillery on our side and 4 and 5 on the opposing side. Other than that, it's 6 through 8. So here we go. Just trying to figure out which way to go. Seems like everybody wants to pull a lemming run over to the left flank. So we will head down over here towards the coastline on Serene Coast. At least I think that's the name of this map. Do not quote me on that. There's a panther over there. Doubt I'll be able to hit him. And definitely won't be able to hit him since we're moving. At a respectable 30-some kilometers until I hit a brick wall. But, well, at least they were nice enough to allow us to roll through this stuff. And make a nice little chain of destruction. And oh crap, we got a T-34, which is a Tier 8 American premium tank. For the older players, you may remember the T-34 being the Tier 9 American Heavy. Crap. Betcha he's looking at us, yep. And completely botched that shot. Thankfully bounced off of us. Have no idea where he hit. I see no hit indicator whatsoever. Oh well, I'm not going to complain. A lucky bounce from one of those is always thankful. That thing has got such a monstrously powered gun. And we have a Tier 8 Chinese medium tank, the Type 59. Possibly the most raged at tank upon its release. People complained that it was overpowered, etc, 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 and damn it, I completely botched that shot again. Takes out my tracks. Not completely worried about it at the moment, because I just replayed him in kind, and we'll be able to move to a better position. The tracks on this thing, kind of durable, but as you may note from my garage video, this thing has a very bouncy front, proven there by 3 consecutive bounces. All of them off the front plate, which is always a good thing. And he's very wisely deciding to back off. I'm just going to poke my nose around here, hoping that that T-34 is dead. Looks like he is. So I'm going to be brave and chase down this Type 59 and get rid of him. And there he goes, taking out my tracks again. And that looked like a hit with no damage. Which, unfortunately, is a rather annoying fact of life on this game. And happens quite a lot. Ooh, is he going to show us that juicy side armor? No, but good enough. Uh-oh, there's Artie. Definitely do not want to be dealing with Artie at the moment, especially with that M6 moving to reinforce the Type 59. Bounced, and he's dead. I'm not sure if Artie even realizes I'm here. Could be a grave mistake for him. Not worried about an M6, all he's going to do is plink off my front armor. Or damage my tracks. There we go, first kill of the match. Sorry Neil Wolf, but your 90mm gun is quite frankly worthless against my armor at that range. Now if you'd been able to get on my side, totally different story. Honestly though, I have to say I rather much like this tank. It's got modest speed, good mobility, turns very well, and it's just a responsive tank to play. Though I do wonder where that Hummel is. I have a sneaky suspicion he might be down here since everybody else is over there. So let's just poke our nose over here. No Hummel. So that makes me very suspicious of where he's at. Probably ran off towards the middle of the map or something. Or is hiding quite well in a bush somewhere. No idea. Doesn't look like anybody's going to spot him by the time we cap. And very doubtful I'll even make it to cap in time. But, oh well. No big deal. And that is game, and a very good game at that. Only lost one tank. And I don't believe I've had a match that well in quite a long time. So, oh well. Just 33,000 credits and 685 experience. Obviously a standard account. So nothing special happening there. Sadly wasn't able to get any other damage in. Total damage dealt 936, pretty low for this tank, but only hitting 2 tanks, not going to complain much. So let's roll with another battle, see how well our luck holds. Oh boy, tier 9 match, the bane of this tank. Considering this will not penetrate the front of the T95 and up, getting flanking shots, even in Himmelsdorf, really becomes a chore. I really don't want to go up the hill, Victory Road, or even to Cap for that matter. Just no real good places I really want to be, but since I'm down here, might as well go find somewhere sneaky to post up and try and get some flanking shots in. Yes, the Frenchies. Squishy little things. Fun to shoot, but not fun to get shot at by. French tanks actually have very respectable cannons. And the majority of them are autoloaders. So we're just gonna derp around here, keeping an eyeball on the corners I take, because I really do not want to run into something like T95, that ISU 152, or that T25AT. Those are not things I want to run into. Even kind of skeptical of that T32, but I know I can bounce a T29 rather effectively, so I'm not overtly worried about that. The only thing I'm really worried about on right now is him getting to a hold down position. Like he was trying, completely botched that shot. Just trying to bully him back a little. Get a good angle coming around. Damn it, botched my shot yet again. Just getting a little excited. Just need to calm down and time my shots. Get my angle coming around the corner, and he's wanting to play a ring around the building. Unfortunately for me, he actually has a relatively fast tank. I've also really gotta watch my flanks right now. Uh-oh. He's got a spot. And that's that E50. Really want to get away from that. And then turn to where I can take out this annoying little pest. And he's deciding to continue playing run around the building. Obviously not watching what he's doing, and I'm in trouble. T95 sees me, and Canaravon nails me. So there goes my luck with that. Didn't even see the Canaravon, and this guy walks away laughing his head off. Honestly, a good game to him. I did not realize just how fast the T-32 was. Definitely fast enough to outrun an IS6. Let's pop onto that real quick, so it's not blinking the crap out of me. Let's see here. Yeah, let's take out its predecessor, the T-29. Whole reason why I'm not really bringing up my clan chat, well, furries. Sometimes chat gets rather strange. I don't mean to sound like Elmer Fudd there. And I really don't want everybody getting freaked out by some of the things that happen in there. So, to simply avoid that, I won't even bother bringing up my chat. No idea what the hell that guy's talking about FICO for. And alright, he's complaining for some reason or another. Well, actually, this is a great map for him. There's not a lot of artillery cover, and pretty wide open in the Grail. Can quite effectively shoot across the map. Anywho, I'm gonna be a bit of a derp and head over here towards this rock, where I can kind of keep an eye on things over there, and what's going on at their cap. Am worried about running into their ISU, I guess that'd be the SU-152, and that T-28 Proto. Definitely things I need to be worried about. That was too low. Rush that shot. Now I'm just gonna back off before he can even draw a bead on me, because I know I'm spotted, guaranteed. And there's the first hit. No, hit me on the lower glacis somehow. So I'm going to back off and get the heck out of here, because there's Artie. Got me lit and trying to get my number. So I'm just gonna bug out and run for the building. I'm actually kind of afraid that that T-34 might be on the prowl. He's looking. That much I'm certain of. I just want to try and get a shot at that. Not happening. But hello, what do we have over here? A potential side shot on a T-28 Proto. Definitely something never to pass up. Same with a side turret shot on a T-29 with a 90mm gun. Sorry, my boy. And I'm bugging out of here. T-34 or Tiger 2 has got my number. So I'm bugging out, and I see a Black Prince. Joyous. Pow. 301, which is good damage roll for this tank. Normally you'll see stuff around the 190s to the low 200s range. And hello, artillery. Do I see you? Nope. Unfortunately, I do not have a shot at that M7. But I don't want to stay on this hill for long. Something's poking shots at me. Probably the Black Prince. There he is. Missed. I want to close that distance quick. This guy can fire fast. And accurate, too. And T-34 nailed me. Good shot. Honestly, good shot by the T-34. So, I'm gonna back out of this battle. And the IS6 is still in battle. Let's take out the Super Pershing. Nah, T2 light. You really don't see these things that often. And kind of a forgotten about tank. If you mention it to somebody, odds are they're going to scratch their head and go, "What in the hell are you talking about?" Yep, that was a defeat on the IS. Not totally surprising, but somewhat disappointing at the same time. Alright, Tier 3 battle. Really nothing to be truly worried about in terms of penetrating. Everything can kill this, and I can actually reasonably expect to damage almost everything else. So, no huge deal there. This is a good match, to say the least. Tiers 2 through 3, all the way across. One tank destroyer per side, and one artillery. Both look like the MS1 variants. So those things exceedingly short range, maybe a few hundred meters. Oh, it's the Bison. Well, we have the Bison, and they probably have the MS variant. My mistake. Yeah, welcome to the World of Tanks with Asmodeus, making a total fool of himself. That's why you people watch these videos, right? Just make people, or watch people make idiots of themselves, or watch things go boom. Hell, I'll probably do both for you. But one thing I can guarantee, there will always be an explosion in one of my tanks videos. And here you see the speed of this thing just flying by. Not even a full 2 minutes into the game, and I'm already clear back at their base. So what this means is I'll be able to take up opportune positions to start shooting the enemy team in the rear, and holy cow, that was some air. And these tracks just soak that up like nothing. Hello, Artie. Stood around too long. You see just how fast that thing fires. Got all the way down to my last canister by the time he fired. Honestly, though, I thought he was AFK, or that I could kill him fast enough, but oh well. Good shot to him. Kind of weird that he was sitting so far back, though. That kind of artillery really doesn't have the range. And we won with our T-29. So, just a little teaser there. It's a habit of mine, honestly. Now we will do one with the Super Pershing. Tier 8 battle. Kind of in the middle of the pack. Not too bad. Let's see. Some pretty decent tanks. Definitely gonna have to watch out for that KV-5. Those things are such a pain in the butt to kill. T-34 is a very powerful tank. IS6, not really going to pen through the front of this unless he gets lucky and knows where to aim. Never can tell. The SU-152, always a tank to be reckoned with, especially if the driver is smart and uses the stock cannon over the 122mm guns that it gets. Unless, of course, you like your rate of fire, then go right ahead and get the 122s. If you just like trolling the crap out of people and have a huge DPS, and I don't mean damage per second, damage per shot, truthfully, then yeah, stock cannon, way to go. And here we are, scouts already going to work. Looks like most of the people are going towards the middle of the map. And there's a scout for them right over there. Have no view on him. Being a good little scout and hiding behind the hills because he doesn't want to get blasted. Don't blame him there. And that is the German scout. You don't really see very many of them. You see a lot more T-50s, T-50-2s, stuff like that. Speaking of the little devil, you don't see very many Chaffies and the other truly dedicated scout tanks because they're just simply not as fast and mobile as the T-50-2. But I believe, from what I've gathered on the 2801s, is that they are excellent arty killers. And your Chaffies are your passive scouts that, if left unattended to, will wait till there's an opening and then go rip the crap out of pretty much everything. Whereas your T-50s and your T-50-2s are really more your active scouts. This is definitely not a good position for me. Ouch. Bounced that one, took that one. I'm backing the heck off. This is not where I want to be. Cannot get a favorable angle whatsoever. Not liking it. And what's worse is I'm completely exposed to artillery, which is not a good thing. Here we go. Start to get more hull down and tanking shots like a boss. Hello, scout tank. Delicious little moron, but I really got to be careful because he's got the 105 derp, which that thing is painful. And dang it, almost had him. Ah crap, he's got our arty dead to rights. There we go, there's a hit. These things are just... Good scout drivers are always so hard to track. Constantly moving. Ducking and weaving like champs. Now if he was smart he would have hid behind that rock where I couldn't shoot him. Oh, nailed him in the track. Let's hope we can reload fast enough to kill him. Nope, somebody else got him. And we are losing by 3 tanks. Never fun. But right now it's still anybody's game. Bounced off the track somehow. That I nailed the turret and bounced. Type 59 does have a respectably bouncy turret. I don't like this constant having to react to threats to my flanks. And that T-44, will give him credit for being a good shot. We really need to find another spot where I can go hull down. But now I'm getting blasted by that Type 59 in my side turret. There isn't a darn thing in the world I can do. Uh-oh. KV5 and the S152 nails me. Ouch. Full third of my health gone. One shot. And the story, bye-bye. That's all she wrote. Well, to wrap this up, we will have a high-octane, well, possibly high-octane match with the M5A1 Stuart. My survival rating in this thing, absolutely horrible. Maybe survived 2 or 3 matches out of the 20 some I've played. But we are in a tier 4 match, so we will see. And we are on Dragon Ridge, which is honestly one of my least favorite maps in the entire game. I simply just do not like this map. It's pretty one-sided. Given the opposition, I'm not too awful worried about rolling forward. Because normally what I do is I go around the flank over to the 1-2 column and then try and get around them. But since this is a pretty even match, I feel confident enough to actually go forward. So here we go. And this map is definitely not conducive to run and gun. And people are definitely lemmings. Y'all are running for the same spot, trying to get it, do something, end up mass suiciding or some crap like that. I don't want to poke my nose over there, because then I'd be within firing line of everything that's down there. Not a pleasant spot to be in. But if I can get over here and have good enough gun elevation, I can be the one poking the shots into the sides if I can even see what I'm trying to shoot at. Which is another bad part of this map. Just can't see crap. Crap, there's a T-28. And that thing has a very painful 85mm gun, if I remember right. Or that they took it off. I don't know, I don't keep track of what Wargaming does. Oh, we bounced it. And there's that mobility coming into play. Let's go sick that Chiha. Japanese tank. Even though it's in the Chinese line. Sorry, son. Not happening today. Alright. Ooh, artillery has got a hard on for me. Don't know if it's because I was right there or I killed his mate, something, I have no idea. Sometimes I wonder if it's just because I'm a furry. But hey, let's be honest, that's kind of an unfair assumption to make. Everybody loves furries because we're soft, cute, and cuddly. Whoa, no brakes. And I got that medium hounding after me like mad. Of course, I am trying to take out their artillery. One more shot and I'm toast. Already suicides. Or at least tries to. And now I'm in trouble. Not even going to bother wasting my repair kit. And yeah. And with that final conclusion and a burning Chinese tank, that will end this episode. And this has been Asmodeus. See you next time.